Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. This is episode 26, and I'm your host, comedian Tracy Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, Noelle Winters Herzog.
I'm here.
Noelle, I'm so glad you're back. You weren't feeling good last week, but here we are. Here you are. Although we had a great guest last week. We had Tori Piskin on, and she was great. I hope you guys all followed her and checked out her podcast, Got It From Your Mama. We're here to talk about so much. We have The Other Way, Season 1, Episode 7, and we also have the tell-all Part 1 of Happily Ever After Season 4.
All right.
Let's get right into it. The Other Way, Season 1, Episode 7, Broken Promises.
Right.
Ronald puts Tiffany's trust to the test. Sumi has been keeping a secret from Jenny. Facing deportation, Paul seeks legal advice. Laura has second thoughts about leaving her son behind. Deavan fails to impress Jehoon's parents. Okay.
All right.
Let's talk about Tiffany and Ronald first.
I don't like her.
You don't like her?
No.
What is it about her, though?
I think she's full of shit.
Yeah, she's a little phony baloney. So her son is wrestling.
I think she's really pretty.
She's very pretty. I want my makeup like that.
I want my makeup like that all the time. It looks like she gets an artist to come over and do her
But
makeup.
it's not even overdone.
No, she blends like
It's
she
so
does
like
great.
she just looks beautiful, but also like I'm like I want my makeup done like that, but is that just like her face? Like,
I don't
is she
know.
that pretty?
I know.
Because maybe I want my face like
It's really
that.
annoying. I know.
I think I want that face. So her son is wrestling a shark.
In the pink house. Very pink house.
Yeah, that house with the doilies on the light switches.
Yeah, and the green velvet couches,
Yeah.
but it's so pink on the outside.
Very strange. He's wrestling his shark. He's annoying.
Yeah, no, he's not okay.
He's annoying.
All the kids on this show are not good.
Yeah, they're not great. So she says that Ronald and her son are bonding. So now they're going to have the day after he gets out of rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Ronald is going to have his bachelor party. She's going to have her bachelorette party. And he's scared that he's going to be forced to do things that he isn't allowed to do.
I mean, I don't buy what he's selling.
So now she says no excessive drinking, no bars, no strippers, and no cash. So she doesn't want him to be using cash because she doesn't want him to be like buying things that she can't see.
Here's the thing. No, I understand people get out of rehab. For one thing, it could turn into another thing, whatever. Number one, I think it's his bachelor party.
Right.
Why no strippers? What does that have to do?
Okay, but also, why are you having a
Sorry.
bachelor party at all? Are you okay, Noelle? Hands up.
I inhaled something.
Oh. Why are you having a bachelor party at all?
Why are you having it the day after rehab, too? I mean, bad timing.
Because they're getting married right now.
Or they shouldn't be having one. Also, she doesn't have any friends there. It's not.
She shouldn't be having them at all. So his friend is super secretive about the plans.
His friend is like full of coffee.
His friend is a snake.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. Now, she has her bachelorette party with passion fruit shots. Did you see those shots they were doing?
Yeah.
I'm afraid they're going to choke on the seeds, though.
I just choked on one.
Do you think you just had a passion fruit shot?
I'm going to tell you something.
Tell me.
There was a fuzzy on the microphone.
And you ate it?
And I inhaled it.
Why don't you drink some Pepsi?
Okay.
So I think that's a good idea.
You talk for 10 seconds.
Okay. Ronald's... So now she's having this bachelorette party in the house. I mean, her kid is there. It's just a silly little gathering.
It's like a girl hangout.
Sure.
Really.
And they have two masseuses there that are giving Thai massages in the next room. So they have like these little mats on the floor for the massage.
Right.
And they're like, okay, pick a friend for your Thai massage because they're doing them two at a time.
Right.
So she picks...
the pregnant person.
Yeah, her pregnant... Like, I think it's one of Ronald's family
It's Ronald's best friend's wife.
Right. So
she can't lay down either.
She can't lay down because she's pregnant. And then they're like, okay, you got to take your shirts off. And she's like, we're not that close yet.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of weird.
It was snarky. Yeah.
But also, like, you're just getting a massage.
Right.
You're not, like going on stage with your shirt off.
I mean, you're not doing a naked dance together.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you're going to, like, lay down on your chest, probably.
That's the thing. That's exactly what I was thinking. If they're going to lay down, I understand the pregnant woman.
Because she can't lay down.
But it's like, so you don't want to take off your shirt, that's fine. But Tiffany, you can't
take off your shirt and lay on your chest.
Right.
So they just basically gave her a neck rub.
Right.
I would like this as my bachelorette party.
Okay. This was not my bachelorette party. Had I seen this, might have changed my tune.
It's like, can we have some passion fruit shots with no alcohol in them?
Yeah, and a massage?
And can we just have a massage? Can we have massage ladies come to the house? Thai massages are very good.
Or I've never had a massage in my life.
Stop it.
I've never had a real massage.
Do you want to have one?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as your lungs get healed,
yeah,
let's go for one.
I've never had a massage, so I don't know the difference between a Thai or like I know there's like a hot stone massage.
Yeah, it's with hot stones. I mean, you know that, right?
Yeah, but no, I'm saying like there's deep tissue. There's all different kinds. I just don't know the difference.
I don't think you like deep tissue.
No, I'm going to tell you why I don't like deep tissue. The girl that lives downstairs from me, Olivia, gave me a massage the other day. I was telling you.
She played elbow and wing. That's my favorite game.
In my wing, my right wing.
So people don't know what that means, though.
Okay. So your shoulder blade. It's your wing.
Right. So I would like to say if you were an angel where your wings would come out of.
Oh, cute.
Thank you.
So sometimes Tracy especially gets knots in them.
Yeah.
I happen to have a really bad night. I'm having a lot of trouble breathing lately. Rub it. See if maybe it helps. She rubbed it. It helped a lot. But she rubbed like something that never gets rubbed. I'm so sore. I am just so sore.
It feels like you got trampled on by an elephant.
Yes. So the next day she did the
works.
other side.
Yeah.
And now both are like killing me.
Isn't it great though?
Oh, it's a wonderful... Guys, I suggest when you go to get a massage, tell her you need your wings massage.
Tell them you want elbow and wing.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's go over to the bachelor party. He is playing drinking games.
What are they in?
I don't know, like in a basement?
It looked like a basement, but is it a real bar? I don't know.
I don't think so.
It was strange.
They're playing drinking games. They have a stripper.
I mean, that stripper has seen better days.
That stripper that's where strippers go to die, is that basement.
Yes.
They have his pants off. She's whipping him with his belt. This was like stupid though.
He was like humping a keg.
Yeah, I don't understand any of it. He's
I
smoking.
think he was just drunk. Yeah.
I think he was confused.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have on
She
them.
goes, I'm afraid he's going to walk past the casino.
It's like, is that on the way?
Right.
From
Do
the
you just
basement
walk
to your
past
house?
a lot of casinos? Like,
What happens in South Africa?
Right.
I mean,
That's all I have on them.
okay, let's talk
really.
about Laura and Aladdin.
All right.
She's leaving in 1 week, and she's going to be leaving her son, Liam.
Right.
Liam wants nothing to do with Aladdin.
Okay. Opinion.
He said that she went for 3 months to Qatar.
And like on like shady. She was shady
like
about
didn't
it.
explain anything to him. And he said, it's so weird that she lied to me because, this is a quote, we are such close friends.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Yes. So then she said, listen, Liam, we're going to be having a traditional wedding. Even though we just had the little quickie wedding, we're going to be having a traditional Tunisian wedding for 3 days. And Liam's answer is hilarious. He goes,
It sounds terrible.
He goes, 3 days sounds miserable.
Right.
So they're having a big, big wedding. But
are they? Is this really part of the plan?
That's what he says. So Liam is scared that women don't have rights in Qatar.
I don't think that that's what Liam has an issue with. I just
He's just
think
sad.
He's not. I think he's really sad. But she said, if you were to meet
Someone
girl
overseas, I would be supportive.
Overseas, I'd be supportive. But did she mean boy? You know?
Sure. And then he was like, yeah, okay. Great analogy, Mom.
He is very nice, but I think that he was a little nasty to her. He was being nasty.
He was being nasty, but like, please put yourself in his shoes.
No,
he's 21 years old.
I get it.
His mom lied to him, goes to meet some guy online, and gets married and doesn't tell him.
No, I know, but he's saying things like, well, you're the problem.
Yeah, he's saying, well, apparently she's gotten in trouble here.
Right.
So you don't know the backstory. So now she's walking the dogs for the last time.
They're so cute.
She has like 2 little baby pit bulls. Mm-hmm. Her bangle bracelet is so tight.
She's committing slow suicide,
yeah, she is.
as you would say.
Yeah. I hate when people have like rubber bands around their wrist or something and it's too tight. It like freaks me out.
I always have like a hair tie on my wrist. I actually don't have one right now. And Tracy would be like, you're committing slow suicide.
Yeah, you're trying to kill yourself very,
well,
very
because I don't want to
slowly.
dent my blowout. That's why.
So the last day that she's there, she wants him to go to the wedding. She wants Liam to go to the wedding.
Totally understandable.
But Aladdin hasn't even been nice to her. They had a big fight over a girl on social media, and he blocked her. And she hasn't talked to him in like 2 weeks or something.
Okay, number one, that's abuse.
Yep.
That's emotional abuse. People don't realize that giving the silent treatment is abusive.
Yes, it is.
If that was me, I am not kidding you, I would not go.
I would definitely not go.
No.
You can't go.
Someone, if you can't trust him enough to have a conversation with you, he can't even explain himself to you. He needs to control you and block you. So because he thinks you're hysterical. And if he blocks you for long enough, eventually you'll stop asking questions.
Yep.
And you'll stop.
He's training her.
Right.
He's training her. That's
and
all he's
that's
doing.
disgusting.
Of course. Now, he unblocked her. And 2 seconds later, she knew about it. So she must have been checking every few minutes.
She's like, I happen to notice.
Yeah, I happen to notice it.
Yeah.
So she messages him right away. And he's like, are you going to come here or what? And she's sad that she's going to leave her dogs.
Right.
So she's like, listen, I just want to know something. You've had blocked me. You're not being nice to me. Do you love me? And he said, listen, that's a stupid question.
Yeah, I mean, he was being really mean. And I hated because we've all done it. She apologized for crying.
Of course she did.
She was like, I'm sorry for being scared.
Yeah.
That made me feel really sad.
Of course. So now
I think that's not going to be a good situation.
Her and Liam are going to the airport, and she says, why? Tell me why this isn't a good idea. And he said, I have 110 reasons why the move isn't worth it.
Right.
And he starts bawling in the airport.
I have to tell you, I muted that part because it made me feel upset.
I was so sad.
Yeah, it made me feel really upset because even I saw the one part where he was like, I didn't think it was going to be this hard, and he just starts bawling,
and
I'm like, I can't do this.
He was very, very, very sad. Let's talk about Paul and Karini. There's not a lot on them.
No.
So his residency was denied, and he said maybe they got confused with someone else.
Right, and it was for terroristic threatening?
Yes. So he didn't tell Karini that he got denied, and he goes to the lawyer. He goes to this lawyer that looks like he has a fake beard on.
Yes.
1,000% he is in disguise.
Yes.
So he
got that in a spy kit.
Yes. He got denied for terroristic threatening. Mm-hmm. So what he said that he did was he threatened to slash someone's tires.
Right, which is a misdemeanor according to him in Kentucky.
Right.
But it translates.
They call it terroristic threatening.
So they think he's an actual terrorist.
Sure. So the lawyer says it's going to be very hard to change this decision, and they're going to try to appeal it, but the appeal could take from a week to a year or more.
That's wild. And he has like 10 days.
Right. Well, let's talk about Deavan and Jehoon.
I don't understand why these two are together.
It doesn't even make any sense.
Where is the love between them? I don't feel anything. She is corpse bride. She really is.
She's a crazy person. She's terrifying. Sometimes on this show, like you watch it and you're like, I could kind of be friends with them.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be pretty cool to hang out with them. Like, listen, I got to tell you, I think Jenny would be a hoot to hang out with. Jenny and Sumit.
I think Laura.
I think Laura. I think
fun.
all of them. Like, and then you go to Deavan and you're like, please don't make her pass me on the street.
Something wrong with her. Please don't make me ever be around her child ever.
For sure.
We have a lot of.
So it's a day after they arrive, and her crazy eyes are crazier than ever.
She does not blink. She just doesn't.
She's like, I'm going to cook them breakfast. So she's making them cinnamon buns. She's making the kind of cinnamon buns that come out that you love. You're making noises, Noelle.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because recently I went to VJ's and I bought a 5-pack of them.
Uh-huh.
They're so good. I love those cinnamon buns.
Do you remember Star Trek: The Next Generation? That show?
It's the skin.
Yeah,
right?
there was a guy that had his head looked exactly like the top of those cinnamon buns.
Yep.
Okay, just checking.
He thought it was sausage, Jehoon.
Well, because honestly, that looks weird.
No, it does look really weird. It's actually delicious, but she's like, she gets so...
She's mad at everything he says.
She's like...
It's cinnamon buns!
No, she said, it's bread!
Bread!
Yeah.
Well, she's trying to explain
and it's like, why are you so angry? Because you hate your child?
Yeah.
You
so
know?
she's like, well, what do your parents usually eat? He goes, in rice and tofu soup and kimchi.
I want that for breakfast. I'd rather eat that than what they're eating.
So she gets really, really mean. His mother starts trying to help her cook. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I wanted to cook it.
Yeah. And it's like, you wonder why these people don't like you.
Now, they take the bacon raw out of the pan.
I can't.
And they start eating it raw with chopsticks.
You know that I legit, guys, right now I'm covering my eyes with my hand, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it because I believe it was Carly that wrote in our group, 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk, that why are these people all eating raw bacon? I had a warning.
Oh, wow. Okay, trigger warning.
Yeah.
So then she starts making these scrambled eggs. So she makes these scrambled eggs. You could tell that the heat is not on right.
Right.
She's just scraping the bottom of the pan.
Well.
And he's like, yeah, they're really like very, like maybe there's too much cheese in them.
Right.
So she's like, listen, I want it to be American style.
Right. Because he's like, maybe we need kimchi for this. She's like, no.
It's American style. They're going to eat what I say. I hate you.
She's so mean.
So she has her dirty baby sitting on the kitchen island.
That kid has never had a
dirty
bath.
Diaper. On the actual, like with no pants on, with a dirty diaper on the kitchen island.
She has the chopsticks between her dirty toes.
Yes, and she's eating from the plate that everyone's going to be eating, the serving plate of the scrambled eggs, with her hands.
And so she starts grabbing it, and Deavan is like, oh, she's hungry. And it's like, but they're all like, ew, but she's disgusting.
Yeah, they're like, well, this is the community plate that everyone's going to be eating from, and it's not fair that she touched all the food.
Right.
She's like, American style.
And then she's like, we need, and then he's like, she needs manners. She's like, she has manners.
She says, please and thank you. And then she poops on the kitchen island.
And throws it in your face.
Okay, so she said something
But the dad is good with her.
Yeah, but they're both kind of nice. Yeah, they're both kind of nice. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
She said that the baby was really tired. So, and this is a quote, I had to put her down to bed. I was like,
so she had to euthanize her.
I know. I was like, oh, finally.
Right.
And then she was like, to bed. And I was like, oh.
But also at breakfast, she already has to go to bed?
Yeah.
I would have laughed in my mother's face.
If she was like, we can't eat breakfast, you have to go to bed instead.
Yeah. I would be like, I just left the bed.
Maybe she really was going to put her down like a cat.
Maybe. I mean, I'd rather that.
Wasn't a terrible idea. So his mother said something so funny about the eggs.
Is this the one she had trouble with? Is that
this
what
was
she
the
said?
failed dish.
Yes.
So he said it's very, very salty. I think she put more cheese than eggs in it.
But I also think like bacon is very salty. Like I'm sure it's all very salty.
She just didn't. No, she did not make this properly.
No, she didn't make it properly. It was a lot more processed, I think, than what they're used to. Also.
Yeah, but also,
are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening to me. So they use a translation app. And the parents were like, you can't use that. You need to learn English.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
that's
because
cool.
that was like, I mean, that's not the best way to communicate. That's what you have to rely on. What if your battery dies?
No, but I like that they told him that he needs to learn English instead of saying like she needs to learn Korean. So now she lined her lips for breakfast on the outside of her lips. Okay, cool.
Right under her nose.
Cool. And also by her chin. Let's talk about Jenny.
She looks great.
Let's talk about Jenny and Sumit. No hot water. They have to take bucket baths.
I thought of you.
What'd you think?
I thought that Tracy wouldn't have lasted even this long.
Yes, I would have left. When I got to the apartment and they were like, you don't have hot water because you just don't own hot water.
Right.
I would have been like, that's so upsetting that we're never going to be together.
Yeah, I mean, I never would have, like, that and Ecuador would be the last two of the countries I would have moved to.
Yeah,
yes.
For sure. Sumit has a secret.
But wait, he washes her hair.
Oh my God, that was... Right? Honestly, that was so cute.
That was really
She's a good sport, though.
Listen, she's a good sport, and he really cares.
He
for
really
her.
loves her. But we see something a little bit shady.
What?
He takes her somewhere nice because he has to tell her a secret. He quit his job so he could spend time with Jenny.
Right.
But they have no money. Is he hoping to live off of her?
Yes. I think he thought she was coming with money because he wasn't even like, I'll look for another job.
Right.
You know, he was just like, oh,
he's like,
that's
don't worry.
it.
So he also says, you don't have to worry about anything. And this was a very Andre kind of thing.
Right.
Do not worry. I'll take care of you. But I don't have a job and I don't plan on getting one.
Right.
Noelle.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
But he, you know, of all of these couples, I believe in them the most.
I do.
Right? Like, I don't know. There's something about them that truly makes me believe it's genuine between them.
I think so. I just hope that, I don't know, this kind of threw me off.
I wasn't expecting that. And honestly, sometimes I think maybe why he really left his job is he didn't want his parents to track him down.
That's fine. But then say, I have to leave my job, so I'm going to be getting a job by our house.
Sure.
Come on, guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, well, let's talk about 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. It's the Tell-All Part 2. It's Season 4, Episode 13. It's called Colt and Larissa, Judgment Day, Tell-All Part 1. Colt and Larissa's journey continues as they prepare for the trial of her third arrest. The tell-all begins as the couples take a deep dive into the details of their most intense moments of the season. Okay, let's talk about Colt and Larissa, because that is what most of this is about.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Colt and Debbie have a new car with
the
a new
music. They even played music.
They played
for
music.
it.
They had an AC. Larissa moved out. He filed for divorce, and he did not apply for her green card.
Right. He
hasn't spoken to her since her arrest, according to him. And now we go to Larissa. Her lips are bigger and bigger in every scene.
They are. I thought she was losing weight, but I think it's just her lips taking over.
I think both.
Yeah.
I think both, actually. So she's waiting for trial. Her friend Carmen bailed her out.
Right. She's living with her friend that she's
known for 10 years. They met in Brazil?
Yeah. I don't know.
Now I feel like there's a scam.
Okay. She always says she's alone in the country. She doesn't know anyone. But you have a friend in Las Vegas
right?
for 10 years?
Yeah.
You just happen to have... There's something very weird about that.
Yep. So she said they met in Brazil. She looks strung out.
Larissa does.
Yes.
Larissa looks majorly strung out.
Yeah, I'm concerned about
I thought
that.
the same thing. There's something wrong.
Yeah. So she says that he was texting her, Colt was texting him that he loves her and to come meet him. So in the divorce, she asked for $1,000 a month alimony.
Right, because she's there. He's supposed to take care of her. She can't work. I get that.
Yeah, I agree with her.
Yeah, I agree
He's like,
too.
how could I even support that?
Right, but how much were you spending on her when she lived with
Colt.
you?
That's $250 a week, Colt.
Right. He says he can't do it. Well, because he has a new car.
Well, so he got a lawyer, and it was only a 7-month marriage, right?
And also, he says that Larissa was texting him.
Well, you know,
too.
She was probably texting him back.
But
well, no, at the end, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
So Deb said that she's not getting custody of the cats.
Right. I mean, obviously.
But why is Deb involved in their divorce? She keeps saying we don't want this. We don't want that.
It's like everything it's almost like a united front, like them against her.
Yeah.
Which it's very unhealthy. And I know a lot of people like make jokes like, oh, he bangs his mom and stuff.
He does.
Listen, I don't think it's obviously sexual, but there's something
no
so
boundaries.
unhealthy. There's no boundaries there. And she's just in life, too involved in his life.
Way too involved.
Yeah.
So
she has a drunk accent too.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with her, but she met a guy on a dating app. His name is Eric. And he comes to her house with one rose.
Rose.
He kisses her on her hand. Mm-hmm. And she's like, one? One-y? And then they get in the car and there's a whole bouquet.
He is a weirdo.
There's something wrong, but guess what?
What?
He has 6 packs.
He has 6 packs. He has housey. He has Kari. He's a good person-y.
Yep. So now, 2 weeks after she got arrested, she found Eric.
Right.
He caresses her leg while they're talking.
Right. Everything is cheesy about him.
Yeah, he's very forced.
But he's just so cheesy, and he just got out of a relationship.
He looks like a killer.
There's something wrong with him. She goes after people with mental problems.
Yes. So Eric doesn't know about her trial, and she goes to see her lawyer.
Right.
By the way, her lips are bigger in this scene.
Yeah, they are. But I did like her purse. It was cute. She was like hugging it.
Mm-hmm. So Larissa texts Colt for the first time in 2 months in the middle of the night that she's sad and lonely.
But you know what? I have to tell you the truth. As much as I think Colt is the worst, I believe that.
Yes, because she's also, he had heard about her new boyfriend, but she's begging for lawyer money.
Yeah.
And Debbie says her whole life is in your little hands.
But also, Debbie, it's not your business if he gives her money or not. I mean, they have a shared account.
Yeah, so I guess it is. Deb has a subpoena, and she said that she will testify against Larissa in court. But he's having mixed feelings.
I don't think he wants to testify against her.
He doesn't. So Larissa decides that she's going to tell Eric the truth. And she goes, come here, child. He's like, what? She's like, come here, child.
And he's like,
chowder?
Right. Chill? Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Come here, child.
What?
Come here, child.
Chili?
Come here, child.
Cheddar?
Come here, child.
Chives.
Eric's so creepy.
No, he honestly, if you look at her Instagram page and then you look at his Instagram page, he has pictures of her and him, and there's like pictures of him like twerking and stuff.
Oh,
like
God.
it's very weird.
He's so strange. Now he supports her. He heard the whole story and he supports her. So now she's back at Carmen's and there's little chihuahuas. So cute.
Also, he's never gotten better than her. That's why he supports her.
Of
look
course.
at him and look at
He's
her.
so gross.
Yeah.
So Larissa's lawyer is worried that ICE will take her.
Right.
But Adam is and I quote, super attorney. Super attorney. Dun, dun, dun.
Here to save the day.
Nothing will happen.
Right.
So she did not go to the trial. And Adam got an extra 60 days, but he said that ICE can still get her at any time.
I mean, that's terrifying.
So Deb is scared that Colt isn't over her.
Right.
And now we see him traveling to New York City, and he says that she agreed to no alimony and sign the divorce papers, but he said that he misses her sometimes. And then they ask him, they're like, what's going to happen if she comes and shows up to the tell-all? Mm-hmm. And he kind of hopes she shows up.
Well, listen, I think that Colt is awful. I think he's controlling and abusive and mean. But
he wants closure.
I don't think it was a sham. I think he wants closure. I think he loved her.
Yeah.
As much as he could love someone.
It wasn't a sham on his part.
No, that's what I mean. I don't think it was a sham on his part. I don't, because I know that I always said like she's like a blow up doll to him and stuff, but clearly he cared for her as well. Right.
Let's talk about Pedro and Chantel.
Pedro's lady shirt. He was wearing a floral shirt.
His shirt was very tight. He calls her a gas. He keeps telling her, you are a gas.
But I don't know what that means.
Meaning that she's going to explode if you light her.
Ah.
He's scared that she will see everything that he did in DR on the tapes.
Yeah, I mean, it was terrible.
Now, Ashley's anxious. She feels hurt and stupid. And they show her at the Dream Hotel.
Yes.
Russ and Pau are there. Pau is stressed. But Pau is dressed like the paparazzi is chasing her down the street.
I feel like that's how she always dresses.
She has like sunglasses on with like a hoodie.
Like when they're out, like walking around, she's always got like a hat or a hoodie.
Yeah, she needs to relax. Jay and Ashley do not show up together, and Ashley tells Pedro about how he's a cheater. Jay's a cheater.
I don't know. Was that, not that I don't believe that, but did they purposely not come separately? I just don't believe
of course
them.
I don't know. They weren't together at that point. I know that.
Right.
So we saw them April 29th, and they had broken up again right before that. And they were definitely not together when we saw them.
But also, like, how many times can you cheat on her?
3.
Actually
3 is
the
answer.
It's awful.
The answer is 3.
Right.
3 that she finds out about.
It's awful.
So now April 29th, we saw them, or April 28th. And now this is in May. This is just a few weeks later.
When we saw them, they were in the same room but not speaking.
They were not together. So they're not together. And they did come separately because I remember when Jay posted about coming for the reunion and he was on the train.
It's just, I guess it's just hard for me to take what they say seriously.
Totally. Nicole looks a lot better. Tell me about her hair.
I like her hair so much. It's short now. It's nearly a bob, really.
It's styled, though.
And it's got, like, purple, but, like, not the whole thing is purple. It's a really nice, like, lavender on the side. I have to say, like, I make fun of her a lot.
She looked a lot better.
It really looked nice on her.
Well, guess what happened?
What happened?
She had to cancel the trip to Morocco.
Why?
Some things are just personal and you shouldn't ask questions.
Okay. Okay, good to know.
Pedro's asking Colt where Larissa is.
Right.
And Colt says he's getting divorced. And Pedro's like, good for you, man.
Right. Divorce is what will make you happy.
Divorce is happiness. Guess what happened?
Chantel got mad.
Chanel did get mad. Pedro got a haircut.
Okay. How much better did he look?
So much better. He also got a little muscly.
Yeah.
He got a little beefy. He gained some
weight.
He
Look bad.
It looked way better.
Yeah.
So Chantel asked Colt if he loves Deb more than Larissa.
He goes, do you love your mama more than your wife?
She was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Colt is wasted drunk.
Is that what was wrong with him?
1,000%.
Because, I mean, that was like extra obnoxious.
He's cursing at her. Larissa's home and she's sad.
Right.
And Ryan says, is a quote. I see some big differences between him and I, meaning him and Colt.
Right.
Sick burn, bro. Now, we see the set. The coffee table is in the middle of the room. So this is a round stage, right? All the way in the back is the couch.
Yes.
All the way in the front is the coffee table.
Yes.
Were you going to rest your beverage on it? You would have to run to it. So now they pretend that Jay isn't coming.
That's what I mean. That's the part that
what
it's
do you
like.
mean? And then Sean is all scripted. They're like, hey Sean, we're not sure if, what do you mean Jay's not coming? Oh, Jay's not here?
Right.
And then all of a sudden you see him like in a hallway and he's like, I did not know where the tell-all was, man.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, that was quite the accent. And it's like, which way is it? And they're like, down the hall to the left. And it's like, okay, like you're already mic'd up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, they pretend that he's coming. Yeah, exactly. He claims that he didn't intend to show up. But guess what? 2 days before the tell-all, he posted, hey guys, I'm coming out to New York City. Because I contacted him to see if he would do the podcast. And he said he couldn't because he was only going to be there to film. So please, Jay. So now Sean is like, there's tension in the room. And guess what?
I don't know what happened beforehand.
Colt is the common denominator. He said that Chantel's family runs her life. Andre said that Larissa scammed Colt.
Which is pretty funny. Like, and it's like, that's the one person.
Right.
So
now Larissa comes on screen and she says something.
What? I'm so glad I'm not with Colty.
I don't know what she says, but they translated on the screen to "we are divorced." It didn't even sound like that. It sounded like this.
Well, because they asked her like what their status
and she
was.
said,
maybe she said it in Portuguese.
And in the translation said, we are divorced. Okay. It did not sound anything like that. But she said that she can't defamate him because of the
because
papers.
There's the case and all of that. Right.
Pow said that Axel has Pow's personality but looks like Russ.
She hates Russ now. Ever since she had that child, she hates Russ.
She's hated Russ for a long time.
No, I know, but I love, I don't like her sometimes, but I like that she was like, told Jay, like, gross.
Yeah, oh, that was great.
So
now they're talking about Libby and Andre are talking about Eleanor.
Andre looked Amish.
He really did. Wait, so listen. So they're talking about like the kids, right?
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden Nicole's like, oh my God, it's so true because kids change so much. You're going to see like they change how they look. Their personalities change. And then there's just radio silence.
It's funny because nobody acknowledged her. Nobody.
It's like, I hear someone talking.
Right.
Probably not.
Let's just
move on.
Let's just keep living.
So Ashley and Jay are getting divorced. He cheated again in April.
It's awful. But you know what? It's also like, Ashley... Come on.
But Powell calls Jay gross.
Which is my favorite part of probably the entire tell-all. And he's like, why? What's gross? And she's like, that you're married?
Yeah. So Jay says that he loved her, loves her, loved her, loves her. He loved the kids. And Pow and Andre jump at Jay for making them look bad as the immigrants.
Right.
So now we talk to Chantel and Pedro. And Chantel and Pedro, they asked Chantel, do you think things got better after that filming?
And she was like, well, I thought they got like a little bit better, but maybe a little bit better. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
she's like,
it's
no.
not yes or no.
Yeah. So now she's like, listen, he's like, your mom is crazy. She has a weapon. She's like, listen, my mom's a little crazy. She has a taser. But that's neither here nor there.
But also, like, are they ever going to let it go?
No. Colt said that Chantel should let Pedro talk. Colt was being so obnoxious.
I mean, he was just getting involved in everything that wasn't his business. He was just feeling his oats.
Now, Chantel is crying because they're playing the tapes of Pedro in the DR.
Yeah, I mean, in the Dominican.
I felt bad
on the
island.
But here's the thing. You see his sister there, and she was just like, oh, all I keep thinking about is for Chantel to see, like, the video, and she would be dying. And it's like... And Pedro, you don't think your sister is a terrible little twat for acting like that? You know?
Yeah, of course. They're all kind of like really, really weird.
God, she's just so mean. She's so mean.
So Colt's one eyebrow was up the whole time.
Yes.
Pow comes at Pedro. Now Karen and Thomas come on the screen, and Pedro is like, "Oh no! I got to go to the bathroom.
Right, I'm leaving.
I'm going to the bathroom to kill myself.
I have to go change my shirt.
I have to go change my wife." Okay, so now Karen and Thomas are on the screen. Are the armpits of Thomas's shirt like blown out?
Yes.
Just checking.
Yes.
So Pedro walks out, but he comes back and he's like, okay, you know what? Let's make this snappy. He makes me laugh so hard.
You know what? He's funny though. I think that I like them together.
It's cool. They just need to stop with
stop with the family
stuff.
Yeah.
Karen talks slower than anyone I've ever met.
There's something wrong with her.
There is nothing wrong with Karen or the way she talks.
Chantel's father looks like a 90s has-been rapper. He looks like Albie Shore.
Does.
Yeah.
This has to be a joke, right?
That hair. It just gets
It has to be. He has like a Jerry curl.
Yes.
This has to be a joke.
I know. The mother, I can't deal with her.
I don't feel like these are real people. I really think that these are actors that they have called into play.
Crisis actors.
These are crisis actors big time. Okay. Karen is very intelligent.
Yes.
She wants to explain what's going on with Pedro and his mom.
Right.
So she says, this is like my good friend Benjamin Button said. The philosopher. There is a theory. And they're like, Karen, what are you even saying?
Right.
It's like gravity.
And then she's like,
the laws of attraction. The rules of attraction was a good movie.
Sir Isaac Newton.
The apple fell when they dropped it. And Sean's like, okay, I think what you're trying to say is the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
And
let's move on.
She's like, oh, that's it.
He is a confused young man. I think you're a confused woman.
But let me ask you a question. You watched this series. You've watched all of the series. Originally, OG, why do they not like Pedro? Because they just think he's a sham?
Well, because, so they lie. So Chantel lied.
Right.
And when she first introduced him to Pedro, she's like, this is my boyfriend Pedro. He's here on a student visa.
Oh.
And he was there on a K-1 visa.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a lie from the beginning.
So it was a lie from the beginning. So you just don't trust it. Okay.
Exactly. So there's yelling, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts screaming about his sister. And she goes, listen. And they're talking about the fight in America where the sister hit her brother, whatever. Okay. So Chantel says.
The ugly light thing flying around.
Chantel says about the sister. He's like, you pulled my sister's hair out. And her quote was, your weave gun gets snatched out. That's a direct quote. Pedro says that he doesn't think the marriage will survive, and they dismissed Pedro and Chantel.
I think the marriage will survive.
And Pedro says, "Just keep cycle."
Yes, yeah. And I was like, "What does that mean?" I was actually blowing out my hair at this part, and I was reading the screen, and I'm like, "Just keep cycle."
I don't know what any of this means.
that means. Yeah.
Listen, all I know is that you need to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 90 Day Podcast. Make sure you're joining our Facebook group, 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk Podcast on Facebook. You could jump in there. You could talk to us. You could talk to other fans, other listeners. We discuss every single episode of the podcast. We're here for you.
We're here.
It's more of a support group.
I mean, it's more like, come in, introduce yourself. Tell us about what you like.
Absolutely. Me and Noelle have another podcast called Teen Mom Trash Talk. We're having a live show October 19th at Caroline's on Broadway here in New York City, 3 p.m. Saturday, October 19th. Be there, be square.
Bring your parka. It's going to be cold.
You could get tickets at carolines.com. Guys, thank you so much for listening. You could follow me at Trixie Tuzini, TrixieTuzzini on Instagram and Twitter. And you could check out my upcoming tour dates at TracyCarnazzo.com. Noelle, where can we find you?
Noe_bear810 on Instagram or at Noe Girl on Twitter.
Okay, bye.
Bye.